All right, so the first thing that we have to do is set up our project both on the FlutterFlow side of things and on the Firebase side of things. Now, before starting with this, I just want to mention that FlutterFlow has a built-in done-for-you version of this, so you can get started and create your project on both FlutterFlow and Firebase with only a few clicks. But because it's so simple to do it manually, I'm just going to do it that way for demonstration purposes in this project. So the first step is going to be to create an account on both FlutterFlow and on Firebase. I already have some accounts, so I'm just going to sign in. And then once we can see our projects, we're going to go up here in the top right corner and click Create New. We're going to be creating a blank project, and I'm going to call this Chat App. Create project. So we can see our project name. We're not going to touch that. Package name, all good. And we're going to leave this enabled to set up Firebase and hit next step. And then it's going to be asking for a Firebase project ID. So we're going to go into Firebase. Go to our console, click on Create New Project. I'm going to give it the same name as the FlutterFlow project. Hit Continue. I won't be enabling Google Analytics for this project. Hit Create Project. And then that's going to take a few minutes to do some work. Once that's done, we can hit Continue. And now we're in our project. So the first thing we're going to have to do is go into Build, into Firestore Database. And all we have to do is click on Create Database. For the location down here, it's going to give you something that should be appropriate for you by default, but if this seems inappropriate for you, you can scroll down and choose something that seems close to your geographical location. So I'm going to leave it like this for now. Click on Next. We'll be starting in test mode, which just makes the security rules a bit more permissive, which is easier for development. So click on Start in test mode and then Enable. And once all that's done, we'll see our blank database, so that's great. Another thing we have to do is go back into Build in Authentication. We're going to click on Get Started. And then we're going to click on Email and Password. We're going to enable email and password authentication and click on Save. Now, the last thing we have to do in the Firebase side of things is go over here into our project settings. Actually, we have to go into users and permissions. We're going to be adding a member, and this member is Firebase at FlutterFlow.io. The role is editor. Click on add member. And then we're going to open up advanced permission settings down here. This is going to open up our Google Cloud Console. Now go down over here and find Firebase at FlutterFlow.io that we just added. We're going to click on this Edit Principal button. Add another role. Now the first role is going to be Cloud Functions Admin right here. And add one more role, which is going to be Service Account User. Hit Save. Now we're done in here, so we can X out of this. And then the last thing we need in our project settings is this project ID over here. So we're going to copy this, go back into FlutterFlow, paste it right over here, enable authentication. We're going to ask FlutterFlow to create our users collection. Actually, since we don't have any pages, we're not going to enable this right away. We'll do this later. And click on Connect. Now we see the success message down here. We're just going to click on Auto Generate Config Files, Generate Files. Now that's going to take 1 or 2 minutes. And once that's done, we are good to go. So we're going to click on Start Building. And just like that, our project is set up on both FlutterFlow and on Firebase. We have a beautiful blank project to work with, and this is where we're going to be creating our chat app. So that pretty much does it for this short lesson on setting up our project. In the next one, we're going to be creating the collections that we're going to be needing to build our chat app. So I'll see you guys there.